People work their butts off to renovate these houses, and then they get to the finish line and they leave so much money on the table. And that's where our market kit comes into play. And that's what we had anticipated to go do on this property. And we found a surprise, and we basically had to rethink the whole thing.
We're going to Home Depot.
We went to Home Depot with the kids. Glade plugins, gotta make it smell good in that house. Gotta have the vanilla and cinnamon. It makes it feel like home. Blue stuff in the back of toilets. And those are my kids crying in the background. We had it on the market, and we had a battle through the inspection resolution. Had to do a lot of updates that we hadn't planned on doing. It was probably $5,000 in, and ultimately the buyer fell through based on financial contingencies, but it was probably more about the inspection stuff. But because of that, we really updated the property, and so we're actually going to go to market for a higher price than we originally got it under contract for. And today we're going to do our market kit, the filter that we put on all the properties we put on the market. So we went to Home Depot, bought our stuff, and that's what we're doing. A couple items that got left off of the market kit. You want a duster so you can always knock down the cobwebs that people will end up walking through on a vacant home. You want to have a Swiffer dry and wet mop so you can clean up the house a little bit. It always gets dusty when people start walking through. WD-40, because creaky doors don't sell houses. And finally, peel and stick weather stripping so you can't see daylight through the doors. All right, well, this has got to get cleaned up. We need to get mowing done. All right, this house fell out of contract. We had it contingent to sell, and it fell through based on a financial contingency, but really there was a lot going on with this property beforehand. There was a lot going on with the inspection resolution, and we ended up putting probably $5,000 into trying to get this thing sold, and really we upgraded the property because of it. So this time we're going back to market at a higher price, and we're here to do our market kit. You know, the few things that we do to every house that we're putting on the market to create a more positive filter that ultimately gets you a little bit more on the sales price. Obviously, this has been sitting here, so we need to do our mowing. You know, we just need to really... And it's a little bit more complex than just doing a few things at the finish line to create the filter that you want people to see the house through. It really starts in the renovation and deciding what things you're going to do in the renovation, how people are going to actually walk through the property. And we're about to get into that, as you'll see in this video. But it's the way that you list the property. What photos do you show? Do you put the right filters on the photos? I mean, like creative filters to make them look modern. And do you put them in an order that makes sense, like the order that people will walk through the property, the order that you want them to view the property? And then what about the description? You'll see a lot of people who say, "Welcome to 123 Main Street." That sucks. You need to learn to be a copywriter. That means writing a compelling message that gets people to take an action, which the action that you want them to take is set up a showing. Really freshen up the landscaping. You just never want to put a house on the market that's not ready. It's going to cost you potentially thousands of dollars on the sale price. It's all about creating a filter. So there's a few different things that we do to create the positive filter. First is done in the construction itself, and that's where we do what we call the big three. These are the first three things that you're going to see on a house. So you notice on this house, the entry seems to be the side door is where we're naturally bringing people in, because they're going to pull up over there, so they're going to be inclined to come up in the side door. So we really need to do something to make this look nice. Okay, so here's the first thing that I see when I walk in the door. I also got hit by a cobweb when I was walking into the door. I got dirty windows. Okay, so I really think that hurts the sale of a house. With this ladder here, we gotta get this out, but we have trash in here. Now, obviously, this has been on the market and people have come in here and done different work, and so not ideal. And that's really, there's quite a bit to be done before we put this thing back on the market. This is about when I'm realizing that I made a mistake by putting this on the market in the first place.
Maybe behind here.
Not up on the counter. That's not so great. Right, the dirty windows drives me nuts. I got cobwebs. Okay, the smell is funky in here. Okay, this tub is maybe leaking. All right, I would send a cleaner out before we redo this thing. Need to get a mirror right there. Okay, we got cobwebs. Okay, so we have our market kit here. You know, these are the types of things that happen when the house is just sitting here. You know, it definitely needs cleaned. Look at all that. Look at this here. Okay, well, I think that we need to get some real cleaning done before we make a move on this. And truly, I think that we need to redirect people to come in a different way. This is just not very appealing.
Now, this is what happens when a house sits on the market for a while. So this house sat on the market, it finally got under contract, and then we went through multiple rounds of inspection resolution and repair amendments, and ultimately it fell out of contract. And all that time it's sitting on the market vacant, and you can see like the bugs are starting to get in there, and some different things happened during the handyman work that had to happen for the inspection resolution. And now it certainly does not look like a house that should go to market. And it's really around this point where I start to realize that maybe this house shouldn't have gone to market in the first place. And what happened on this project specifically is it was supposed to be a rental, and at the very end we decided to change it to a flip for the market instead. And so on a rental, some of the little details might not get focused on, like the little bit of caulk here and there, and some other things that we went through in this video. But when you're putting it on the market to sell, they're extremely important. That's going to make the difference between thousands of dollars on the sales price. I think that we really had an oversight here by letting it go to market in the first place. So this could end up being a really positive thing. We're about to make a plan on what we're going to do to reintroduce it to the market. And I think that we'll really be able to list this house maybe $20,000, $30,000 higher than we did on the initial round.
Way to come in. See, there's no sidewalk here. So this was a rush on our part, and I think it cost us, I think that we could actually get quite a bit more going to market. So here's the changes that we're going to make. Okay, for one, we want people to come into this door. So the first thing that we're going to do is entice people to go this way, which this is the locked way. So I think that makes sense.
So this is all about creating the filter in which people perceive the property. And you got to understand that you control the way that people view your property, where they come into the property, what door they go into. And so that's what we're talking about right here, that we're going to re-gravel this driveway and gravel it in a way that brings people to park right in front of the house, just like my truck is in this video. And that will get people to walk in that front door. Because when we originally did this house, all that stair railing was not there. It's something that we had to do in the initial inspection resolution, but now it makes that front door really inviting. And if you remember the side door, it had all those dirty windows that even when we do hire a cleaner, they're not gonna be that great. And you really don't want that to be the first experience that somebody has when they walk in the door. And they would have to walk through the grass to actually get in that side door. So it's really important that we get people to walk up these stairs and into that front door.
And then get people to use the front.
And not only that, but now I'm imagining that in the listing description, we will put gravel all the way on this roundabout type of driveway. And a roundabout driveway is definitely like a luxury type of thing. Most people don't have a roundabout driveway. And so that would be a big part of our listing description. Imagine yourself driving this roundabout driveway, or imagine yourself pulling up in this roundabout driveway instead of welcome to 123 Main Street. Because you want people feeling themselves in the house, experiencing it. You're not giving just a list of the specifications of the house.
People to use the front door, which is what we want, right? This would make you feel good. Are there any things that would concern you? No. I think this would be nice. I'd get this paint off of here. We got a nice staircase here. Ugh! Son of a bitch. This is what happens when you're on a job site in Crocs. I don't know what that is, but it went right through my foot. Ouchie. Okay.
Ouch.
What we need to do here is, for one, fix this crap.
You just got to realize this, that like there have been multiple people that have gone through that property and not a one has said anything about this piece of duct tape and whatever that covering is being on the ground. Nobody said anything about these obvious cobwebs. And that's just a lesson for you that you need to be the one looking for these things or have trained people on what to look for, because people will walk right past this thing multiple times.
I mean, I don't know what to do here to fix that, but we need to do something to fix this. The question is, can I solve this problem right here with the tools that I have? Or do I need to send somebody out this week to do this? I think that we need to make a scope of work and get a few things done. This is going to be a great test. I believe in the market filter. So I think that we did about everything that we could do wrong on the first go around on this sale. So here's what we're going to do on the second go around. This is the scope of work. All right, first thing I'm doing is I'm getting this lockbox off the side door. I want nothing to do with people coming in this side door. Okay, so taking this off. No reason to have an inspection tag there. Doesn't do anything good for me.
Also have since decided to take that heater out of the living room. You know, we added central AC and heat in the renovation. So there's no need for that window unit AC or that heater. And so then we'll have to do something to make it look nicer, because as soon as that's removed, there'll be an ugly spot, but we'll figure out something to make that look a little bit better. There's the market kit in the back of my truck ready to go, and I guess I'm gonna just leave it there for whoever does this work with us.
Final piece at Moses. Where the hell that thing is. Get it out of here.
Getting close to the finish line but not over it is gonna cost you a lot of money. So make sure that you're building the filter that you want people to see the house through.